This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Heather, Min, Jason, Madeline, Alyssa, Laura, Jeremy with the laser eyes, Allie, Kristen, and Tia. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do so in the Facebook group where we'll be hanging out daily.
Recording.
Yeah, Paige, make sure you start recording because we have very little to talk about.
We have so little to talk about. I am in a very fancy hotel and I'm trying to be quiet because the people on the other side of me are my coworkers.
Honestly, that's best case scenario, Paige. Every time I've recorded in a hotel except for one, I've gotten a noise complaint. Can you believe it?
I can. Thankfully, I never have. I'm trying to face away from the shared wall.
You want to hear how I avoided it last time? This is no joke.
How?
I took all of the bedding off the bed, threw it over the TV that was hanging on the wall, and then stacked pillows against that, and I think I got away with it. Just yell into pillows, you'll be fine. That's what growing up Mormon taught me.
That's what growing up fat taught me. Except by pillows, I mean raviolis.
Pillows of cheese, Paige.
Thanks for tuning into Horror Virgin. I'm Paige.
And I'm your Horror Virgin Todd, which means I don't like scary movies, but you guys make me watch them. And this week, Paige made us all watch Halloween
6:
The Curse of Michael Myers. AKA Tommy Doyle could have just gone to therapy, but we're glad he didn't.
Yeah.
Or for you, Paige, Halloween 12, because this is the second time you watched this for the podcast, right? Because last year you watched it by mistake, correct?
Yes. Yes, I did. And we found out 5 minutes into the episode as we were starting to talk about first thoughts, and I was like, what?
You were like, Paul Rudd's in mine. And we were like, nope.
This is a very different.
And we had to come back and record the next night, if I remember correctly.
We did.
So having seen this for the second time, what did you think about Halloween 6?
Somehow it made less sense the second time. Now, admittedly, that could be because I haven't slept in like a day and a half. I had to be in an Uber at 3 a.m. this morning to make my flights to get here. And it is now 8:41 my time, which means back home it's 5:41. It's been a long day.
Paige is now East Coast Paige.
It's East Coast Paige. In effect, it means I'm still one take Paige, but it happened 3 hours ago. And so...
But Paige, tell me what you thought about Halloween 6 the second time around.
Oh boy, it made so little sense. And I remember watching it last time and being like, this is a fucking wild ass weird movie. We're gonna have so much to talk about. And then I got to that episode and you're like, yeah, when Dr. Loomis is like abusing that child. And I was like, what movie did you watch? And then I was like, when Paul Rudd steals a baby, and you're like, the fuck movie did you watch? And it's this one. I feel like because this movie is on the track where Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' sister, they are bending over backwards to find like Strode family relatives.
Oh, yeah. They literally brought in John Strode. Have you ever heard of a John Strode? And he is pretty much just like Biff from the 80s.
100%.
Grown up a little bit. Like, it's just that same character. Not the same actor, obviously, but like he's doing his best Biff impression.
Yeah, but it got to the point where I feel like in this movie, they were like, we need a kid, we need a Laurie Strode stand-in, we need 2 other teens, and maybe some adults. Who could they be? And then they tried to find a way to make them related. And it makes so little sense. And like, they eventually kind of explain how they're related. It doesn't help. But then on top of all of that, the only one that is maybe related to Michael at all is the baby. Like, none of them they're related by marriage only. And so it's like...
Right. And the baby's name is Stephen Lloyd, not a Strode.
Yeah. Because Jamie Lloyd, not a Strode.
Right.
Well, and because the Strodes in this movie... The Laurie Strode is the sister timeline. She was Michael Myers' sister, and then she's adopted by the Strodes, and that's how it's Laurie Strode. But then within this timeline, there's also Jamie Lloyd, who's like a niece, who is like Laurie's sister by marriage.
Oh, I thought Jamie Lloyd was Lori's daughter.
No, if I remember correctly.
Because Stephen Lloyd is her grandson, right?
No.
Thank God. I have no idea. But like, I was so confused. I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis at 95? She was not old enough to be a grandmother, right? Like, I don't know.
Okay, so if memory serves, and I am probably wrong.
We definitely need to find this out. We gotta Google.
We did this last time where we pulled up the family tree. But I think that Jamie Lloyd is Laurie Strode's niece by marriage. Like Laurie married somebody, and the guy that she married, Jamie Lloyd is that family.
Okay.
I think.
No, Jamie Lloyd is Laurie Strode's daughter.
That's fucking...
Stephen Lloyd is her grandson.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. And listen, I understand the confusion just because there's multiple different timelines. And in this timeline, Laurie Strode was like killed off screen in like a car accident.
Yes.
So like, what are we even doing?
Well, the next movie she'll be back and none of this matters.
I guess that's H2O, right? That's when she comes back and like, oh, that's the one with Josh Hartnett. Oh my God. I cannot wait till next year.
Right. I'm looking to see because there's also like a Tommy Doyle connect that doesn't actually...
Tommy Doyle is the kid who she was babysitting.
No, yeah, I know. But if you look at this like family tree that I'm looking at, there's like a line between them as if they got married and had a kid.
I mean, Paul Rudd and Kara Strode in this movie do have kind of like a love connection. I'll say it.
Okay, I think I just accidentally spoiled H2O for myself, and maybe that's what I was looking at.
Guys, having a horror podcast can be treacherous if you haven't seen everything.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, she is the daughter, which does make Stephen the grandson, which makes him Michael's nephew once removed, or just great nephew.
Man, this is one of the reasons I'm glad I'm not a Mormon anymore, because they do make you do genealogy and it's just so difficult. It's like, okay, so how are they related? And that is kind of how I felt throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
That end. Is Michael Myers kind of the hero? And let me just get you there, because there's a baby who has not yet been returned to the hospital, and that seems to be Michael's only goal through the like half of the movie. Also, he seems to be an OBGYN who runs a hospital. Like, I don't understand this movie at all.
No.
On any level, and I love it. It's probably my favorite. I super enjoyed the shit out of it.
Well, because it's insane.
It is insane. And here's listen, I know what you're going to say, Todd. You're crazy. And you know what? You're right. But this one accurately predicts a bunch of religious weirdos manipulating somebody powerful until that person destroys them.
100%.
And I think that's an apt metaphor for kind of what's happening today. So I was here for it.
My favorite part about that is that there are so many scenes of Michael just like walking around doing menial hospital work, just like checking out the scalpels and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's just on break.
And this movie does like the reverse Mike Myers, where Mike Myers himself gets Mike Myers. And what I mean by that is like, we're following him walking through the hospital, and it's Paul Rudd and Kara who are like the Mike Myers to Mike Myers. And I was like, hey, I hated this. Stick to the formula. That's like going to see the Rolling Stones or like some big band that's been around forever and them not playing a hit.
Right. Well, and that's what happened to me when I went to go see Jason Mraz.
That is unfortunate.
It was the worst concert I've ever been to.
Because I really like a lot of his hits.
Yeah, I wish he would have played them.
And I'll leave it at that.
But this movie, I feel like it didn't know who the villain was, because for the first half, they're absolutely playing like Paul Rudd is going to be some creepy killer. And it's like, no, it's just Tommy Doyle, and he's just trying to make sure Michael's dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, but he's a goddamn freak, though. Like, the way he stands at a window that has no curtain on it at all, but it looks like he thinks they cannot see him from the street.
Correct.
And he's just, like, leering at them, which is us. He's, like, staring the barrel of the camera down.
Yes.
From, like, a good 30 yards away. Like, Tom Brady couldn't hit it unless he deflated the football first. Like, it's that far away, and I can see the whites of his eyes. Like, that's wide-eyed. I was very uncomfortable watching it, and I loved every second of this movie, Paige.
I mean,
it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And I was like trying to rack my brain from the last time I watched it, where I was like, I remember remembered thinking it was crazy, but I didn't remember thinking it was this unhinged, because it's like, it's not even like, oh, this is a weird story, what a weird choice. It's like, it's not a movie. like scenes have no bearing on each other. Characters disappear for huge sections of the movie and then just pop up in a place where they weren't when it's convenient.
Oh, you mean like Beth and her boyfriend, who is Kara's brother, whose name I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Like, they just like leave and pop up. When he came back, I was like, oh yeah, I guess Kara does have another brother.
Right. I totally forgot about him.
Yeah.
Where was he when her dad was literally slapping her?
In the room, Paige. Everybody was in witness for the child abuse. It was gross.
Also, can I ask, what age is Kara? Is she in high school? Is she in college?
She's graduated college. This is my vibe from her.
Okay.
And honestly, John is, well, I don't know. She calls him dad. So I assume actual dad, right? And
Right,
actual
right,
mom, because they calls him mom and dad.
Right.
And then she went to college, didn't get a job immediately after school, and came back with a kid. And now John is bitter because she did both of those things without him. He seems like a terrible person.
He 100% is, and that should be the vibe, right? That is the thing that makes sense based on a lot of what's on the screen. So then why does she go to school with her brother and his girlfriend and talk about tests?
Just to drop them off. I don't know why they talk about tests.
Why? No, she's got a bag of books. She's going to school.
What? What is happening?
She drops her bag of books and is like, oh, that midterm or whatever. And I'm like, what?
Oh, I thought she was like going to like a master's program and she was like testing into a master's. Man, I misread all of that then.
I have no idea. The movie, it's only the one scene and it's super unclear. And so I'm like, did she get teen pregnant and run away and then come back with the kid and now she's finishing up? Or did she do the thing that you and I would immediately assume from the earlier scenes of like, she went away to college, she got pregnant, then she came back? Like, what happened?
Because her kid is like 6.
Like 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
If she's not just graduated college, she had that baby as like a sophomore in high school.
At best.
I hate it.
Well, and it's, so then my question was like, well, is the brother and the girlfriend in college, not high school? And we just don't know. And like, maybe Kara got like teen pregnant, like 19, tried to work it out with the dad. It didn't work out. She came back and now she's in college. Like, is that what this is? Like,
maybe. Who knows, Paige? Not the person who wrote this script, that's for sure.
not the person who wrote the script. But yeah, it's because I thought what you thought both times that I watched it. And then there's this scene of her walking to school with them. And I was like, what is this?
When in the scene where she's physically abused by her father, she does mention she has to take them to school. And I thought that just meant like she's got to drop them off at school because she's a full-ass adult with a child of her own to take care of that she has to be, there for.
Right.
So like I didn't even clock that she was attending.
Right. Except that then she's walking with them on campus with books.
I didn't even clock that shit. Yeah.
I was like, is she teaching? Like, what is happening?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. But this movie is full of stuff like that, where this movie posits that a doctor that we've not really met, who knew Dr. Loomis, is part of a cult that has like recruited Michael, and Michael is doing a fair amount of oversight, supervision, and admin work in the corporation of this cult.
The dude seems like the head surgeon, which makes sense. He's great with a knife.
Yeah.
Like he seems like he's got pull at this like obstetrician center or whatever. Like it's crazy.
Which happens to be underground in what looks like the Nightmare on Elm Street nightmare. And like,
oh, you've never seen the satanic wing of your local St. Lucifer's hospital? Not for kids?
It's all steamy pipes. The whole thing is steamy pipes. But like, and he's like doing tasks. And this is the second movie where we see Michael drive, which I think is unhinged. The idea of Michael driving anywhere is so crazy to me.
Is it because he's always holding the knife up? So it's just like it's like waggling as he steers?
It's the same theory that Blaine brought to us when we did Terminator for why he thinks Kyle Reese can't drive, where...
Because he's a man? I get it.
Yeah, insurance. But no, Michael Myers was institutionalized as a child, a full child.
Yeah.
And has been in an institution ever since. When did he learn to drive?
You don't think Loomis took him out to the quad to teach him how to drive stick?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, me either. I don't think he could drive. You're right.
And to recap, the reason that Blaine thinks Kyle Reese can't drive is because he grew up after the War of the Machines. So it was only like junk cars that they would drive over all of the skulls that the tanks drive over. And so he doesn't know any traffic laws.
Holy shit, that 100% checks out, and I love it.
Oh, yeah. He said it on the episode, and I was like, I've never thought of this, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's great. I honestly, Paige, could not believe that everybody in Haddonfield this year was listening to Back Talk with Barry Sims.
Oh, God.
Like, that dude sucks. Why would you listen to him at all? And literally everybody in town is listening to him.
Everybody.
And I get it. I love him. I'd listen to. He's a trash fire. I loved him so much. When he died, I was so happy. But I loved, like, that it was 1-800-YOU-SUCK. Like, there was a lot of humor in Barry Sims. And so, like, he had to die. He's Mercutio of this. Yes.
Sure.
If this is Romeo and Juliet, he very much is the Mercutio because he's funny and he's like a very loud character that has to die so our story can continue.
He's like shirtless in a trench coat being like, I bet she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog. And I'm like, what? What set of kinkeries are you used to, sir?
I mean, those, apparently. But yeah, he is pretty crazy and kind of loved it because of that. I also love that this movie sort of says that astrology can predict a Mike Myers.
Yes.
Which, yes, thank you for being as brave, finally, as Halloween 3. Come on. Really?
That is some Halloween 3 energy.
That's some Halloween 3 ass shit. And I was like, I am here for this. Yes, fuck me up with that lowercase b mark. Let's go.
When they said it, I was like, Stonehenge had a bitch of a time getting it here.
I know, 100%. I was like, I am here for weird religion cult Mike Myers. This is great.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, Paige, that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I really stupidly enjoyed it.
It's not my favorite for sure. Especially after you've seen it one time. It's hard to sit through.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't watch it again. Yeah.
Because you're like, none of this matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think 3 is my favorite.
This is, okay, so like, do I think it's the best? No. But it's the one I've watched most recently.
And so it's the one you remember?
No. I actually remember a lot of this franchise because I really do like a lot of them. But I don't think you could do better than one.
Then you'll need to help me with the last one because I was trying desperately to remember the last one. And the last one is where she's like having seizures and like consents where Michael is.
Oh, that's the good. Oh, shit. That one's great too. Oh, my God. Yeah. Okay. I think I really like the Halloween series.
Okay, but this one has some horrifying implications. So there's a time jump, right?
Okay. Yeah.
For Jamie to grow into adulthood.
Hopefully, yeah, because she has a child in this. So I hope she was an adult.
And until they introduce the like cloning aspect at the end, I think the question is how that baby get there and who is its dad.
This just in, live from the Haddonfield update desk, Jamie Lloyd was 15 when she had Stephen Lloyd, and I hate it.
Oh, no. That's bad.
If you guys want to talk about it, call 1-800-YOU-SUCK, and we can chat about how Jamie Lloyd, that's terrible. I hate it.
Kidnapped and assaulted because, like, she's a prisoner. So, like,
yeah,
because that's where this movie essentially opens, is with her as a prisoner trying to escape.
Yes, 100%. Which, okay, Paige.
Yeah.
Is it a closed loop? Is Mike Myers the dad, or is it Wynn?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Because I don't think Mike Myers, and honestly, because sex is not his preferred penetration.
Well, okay, here's what I will say. I think it's possible that Mike Myers is the biological father because... ...
I hate this. Go on.
Cloning.
Okay.
So she would have been inseminated against her will in a medical format.
Sure. Okay.
Now, granted, I feel like with Wynn, we could be having like the same kind of idea, like immaculate.
Yes, exactly. So in my mind, if this is a cult and Mike Myers isn't the cult leader because he's being manipulated by them, we kind of see that, and he then turns against that.
He's middle management.
Yes, very much so. But like, middle management is not who usually does the weird sex stuff. That's always the leader, of which Wynn is. That's the reason I said Wynn.
Correct.
And yeah, I know you know that pattern, so that's why you went, ooh. Yeah.
Because, well, and here's the reason why I would err on the side of it being Michael, because it seems like a lot of their cult beliefs hinge on Michael's lineage. And so they're like Lannistering it, if that makes sense, of like, what's better than one Michael lineage? It's two Michael lineage.
Yeah, but you can't take a worm off Dune, guys. Like, it's just, you only have one Kwisatz Haderach, and that is Mike Myers. So let's use him accordingly. And if you think I'm saying weird things, this movie has astrology in it.
Right.
So I think it's fair to link to Dune.
Well, and it's got runes in it, and that rhymes with Dune.
These are all things that we could tie to this movie. But Paige, perhaps we should go through it scene by scene, and I'm going to say, like, there's not a whole lot to the movie, guys.
There's not a whole lot to the movie. The first 20 minutes are unexplained running because, like, we open in what initially appears to be a hospital with somebody having a baby. We will find out it's not. It's basically some sort of underground boiler room scenario where they have forced Jamie to have a baby, and we don't even know that it's Jamie until like 5 minutes in when someone's like, hey, Jamie.
Right. We have no idea who this is.
Because we left Jamie as a little girl last time.
Yes, we did. Yeah. And it does look like a hospital at first because they're like pushing her down like a ward to get to a room so she can deliver. That's what it looks like. And then they get in an elevator and then they're just come out in the satanic wing of St. Lucifer's No Children's Hospital. Like, it's just like, no, we don't treat kids here because we're the worst. We're the devil's hospital. Like, it's that vibe.
Yeah, no, this is the stalactite wing of this hospital.
Yeah, if only lit by candlelight, which I don't know, but that seems like a very inefficient way to light a place you're going to give birth.
My favorite part is, if this is part of a hospital, what else do they do in there? There's no way they're only using it for the births, because it implies that this is the first successful one. And maybe it's because it was Jamie. Who knows? But like, it literally looks like where the 7 dwarves mine their gems, but like in a hospital.
Well, they had to use it after the mine ran dry, so they just built a satanic OBGYN's office down there.
I just have in my notes, is this the same hospital with the hot tub? Because like, then maybe it's kind of like the Madonna Inn where each room is different.
It's got to be like that, right?
I want the hospital room with the rock shower. Just crazy.
Make sure you get the Lucifer birthing suite, which is what this would be. I hear it's on Verbo right now.
They've also got one that looks like a UFO. I'm going to stay in that UFO someday. You watch.
Honestly, guys, I am quitting my job and I'm going to start themed destination birthing centers where you can sign up to give birth on the moon.
Do you want your baby delivered by Elvis? Of course you do.
Come on, baby. Come on out.
I'm sorry. What would be your ideal themed birthing suite? I know we are both child-free adults, but like, if you could choose, what would it be?
Oh, I don't care. I would 100% let Natalie choose whatever she wanted. But if it was like, if she was like, I don't care, you choose, nothing but Rock of Ages, the movie, posters all over the wall.
No.
Stacey Jack's impersonator.
Oh no.
Delivering the baby. Natalie's gonna hate editing this section so much. But babe, just know, babe, that it would really be whatever you wanted. I don't give a shit. But this, it felt like a very true to me option. And I hate it. I do hate this part of me, but it's the true part of me.
I'm between a rock and a hard place where I either want to like give birth in the Council of Elrond, just like surrounded by elves with bows and axes, or just go real wild with it and go not Revenge of the Sith. What's the one with the wiffle ball birth? Uba, movie 3. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, right?
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, that's Revenge of the Sith.
I get confused because, you know, all of those titles could equally apply to other movies in the series. And there is like a TikTok of a guy reordering the titles that makes more sense. Anyway, wiffle ball, robot birth, Uba, and whatnot. Anyway, get on it, Todd. Make my birthing place a dream come true.
Honestly, all I got to do is convince RFK it's like the safe way to do it, and then I'll get government subsidies.
I feel like I need a drag queen Cher impersonator to deliver my child.
If I could birth your child. Paige,
If I could push this way up.
for the episiotomy.
Oh no.
All right, we got to get back into this crazy movie. We can't keep yes-anding our thematic OR bits.
Sorry, now I'm just thinking of Cher and birthing songs. Another day. Anyway, so she has the baby.
Uh-oh, Paige, it's twins. Here we go again. My, looks like we've got two. I'm so sorry. I know, I was the one that just said we had to get back into it, but I have intrusive songs, and I can't help it.
So when you birth me now, tell me, darling, SOS. I can't because I can't be loud. Anyway.
We got to get back into it. I'm so sorry, listeners.
She's got the baby, and they hand it off to some mysterious man that is very black phone coded, but not in a hot way.
I was going to say, Paige, you either mean you can't see his face or he's super hot.
It was the can't see the face part.
We get it. You think Ethan Hawke is hot, Paige. We get it.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I don't feel like Uma Thurman was really in it in Gattaca. I'll be honest with you. I feel like she wasn't into him as much as she should have been.
She was into him enough for them to have a child together that looks exactly like her. So
I know, it's crazy, right?
it's freaky. It's freaky to watch. Anyway, that's my favorite side effect of Nepo babies is how much they look like their parents. And I just stare at them. Freaky.
Right.
Looking at you, Wyatt Russell. But
Paige calling her shot.
you seen him? You seen that man? Anyway, Jamie is tied up and is trying to escape the candle room and is begging for them to give her the baby, but they won't. The black phone takes it somewhere. But there's a nurse there who seems like she's just a regular nurse.
I mean, she probably works in a different wing of the hospital and is like, oh, shit, I didn't realize we had a satanic wing. Are you a prisoner, ma'am?
Yeah, like what's going? I do no harm, but also light fewer candles. Like, what are we doing?
Right? We're in a basement, guys. Fire travels up.
ITT Tech did not prepare me for this. Anyway, we get like a backstory of Michael Myers mostly through voiceover that basically is like, hey, he was 6 years old. He stabbed his sister. They locked him up. He escaped. And then we're getting like flashes of runes and candles. And then they're like, he killed the whole family except for Jamie Lloyd. And then she vanished. But I think maybe somebody hid them and protects them. This voiceover is Paul Rudd. Why?
Because he's in the movie, Paige. He's Tommy Doyle.
I get that. But like, why here and who knows? Don't try to make sense of any of it.
No.
But I will say, this just means that there's two movies around this period that deal with troubling familial relationships that Paul Rudd is in.
Fair. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the candle dungeon, Jamie is there and the nurse brings her the baby and is like, I'm going to let you go. Please go run and save your baby.
I'm going to tell my nurse supervisor too on my wing. This is crazy bad down here, guys.
This is awful.
I didn't know that we didn't have power in this wing.
Also, I brought you some saltines and Sprite, but eat them slowly. Anyway.
She just gave birth and is now running out of this place. Jamie's a badass.
Look, at my age, I've seen a handful of people give birth, and I feel like if you go running, stuff's going to fall out.
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Just extras. Anyway, but thus begins 20 minutes of the movie where Jamie is running, and we don't really know what she's running from or why she's running, other than it's Michael. That's it. Because, of course, Michael chases after her. He catches that nurse. He impales her on the wall, and Jamie makes a run for it. She gets into a truck, and the guy who owns that truck.
I love the guy because he's outside drinking in the rain, and then he just throws the bottle to the side. He's not the guy who's gonna have to pick that up. Anyway, it just made me laugh so hard. And he's like, "Why are you taking my truck?" And then Jason out of nowhere doesn't stab him. He breaks his neck off.
Yeah, he rips his head off. So yes, drinking in the rain, but I thought he might be doing, and I don't know if there's a name for it, but in my mind, I'm gonna call it the continuous water slide of drinking and peeing at the same time.
Same or?
Yeah, just filling it up as you drain it out. Just
in the rain.
In the rain.
No one's going to know you're peeing and drinking.
Right. Where they're like 2 yellow liquids. What could they be?
This man did not have an umbrella. Nary an umbrella was to be seen. He was drinking in the rain.
He did have a weird poncho, though, but it might have just been a trash bag.
I'm just saying, that man's having a sad night out. He's presumably at his home, Paige. That's his truck in the driveway.
Well, that home would just be a pile of logs. I felt like he was drinking and driving and then pulled off the road to do the waterfall, and then she intercepted his truck while that was happening.
I hope that's what it was.
Either way, he loses his head because Michael rips it off.
Literally.
And Jamie drives away. Meanwhile, we cut to a child we don't know waking up from a nightmare in which he has seen Michael Myers, a person he does not know about. And his mom comes to comfort him. And he's like, he tells me to say bad things. This is something that will only kind of tangentially connect later, where Wynn can, I guess, give people mental suggestions. But the question is, why would he be suggesting things to Danny? And why would Danny be having these nightmares, except for the fact that he lives in Michael Myers' old house? But Danny is not related to Michael Myers aside from very tangentially by marriage.
Right. They probably share very little to no DNA.
I think they share 0 DNA.
Yeah.
Like full 0. Because this is the family that adopted Lori. So like they're not related to Lori. She just lived with it. Like,
oh yeah,
it's literally only related by paperwork. Like, what is this?
Mike Myers is very litigious, Paige. He's got to track you. He's got to do it through like documentation. It's a genealogy horror movie, Paige.
It's so messy. Anyway, she gets Danny to go back to bed. But essentially, while this is happening, Paul Rudd is somewhere listening to radio and recording it on a reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
In 1995 or whenever this is.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't use just the very common tape deck at the time.
Cassette player.
Yeah. I mean, even at the time, people had you had 2 of them and they would both play or whatever, but it was mainly to just like record from one to the other.
I, at this time, actively would use my tape deck to record things off the radio.
Oh, all the time.
Like, it was a super common thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, but people are calling in I think it is Barry's show. Barry, right?
It's Barry. Yeah.
Barry.
You mean the DJ? You mean the awesome DJ in this movie? Yeah, it's Barry. It's Barry Sims, Paige.
Barry Sims. If there was a radio show where people would just call in and be like, yeah, I do think Ed Gein is hot now, I would listen to that. like the worst version of Loveline. Like, I'd be all over it.
Paige.
Just to be like, what?
No.
What's wrong with these people?
The thing is, like, those people exist. Like, serial killers get like,
oh, I know,
that kind of stuff all the time.
I mean, I know. And like, look, if it's Luigi, we're going to look the other way. But like, if it's the other ones, not so much.
Luigi hasn't been convicted.
No, of course not.
Who knows if he did it?
Look.
Yeah, who knows?
How could he be guilty when his eyebrows are so perfectly manicured? That's definitely the mark of a sane person that would never kill anyone. Anyway, Paul Rudd's listening, and it seems like he is obsessed with Michael Myers. We don't know who he is yet, but he's got a full Charlie Day wall of string going on.
Yeah.
He's clearly obsessed. And we also cut to Dr. Loomis also listening in and basically like commenting on the radio.
Paige, literally everybody is like listening to this show.
Everybody.
When Jamie is out of the truck and like running around like the bus station, I think, it's on in there.
Yeah.
Everyone listens to the Barry Sims show.
And the bus depot is closed. There's no one there. Because she like pulls up to the bus depot. She gets out. It's playing in the bus depot. There's nobody there. She then runs into a payphone and calls into the show to be like, help me. Oh my God. He's trying to kill me right now.
Help me, Dr. Loomis. You're my only hope. Click.
Click.
It's very Star Wars.
Very, very. And of course, Paul Rudd's like, I've got to find her. What? You don't know? This could just be a lady.
I mean, good thing he breaks it down like Whistler from Sneakers and he like figures out what bus depot it's at. But like, we'll get there in a second. That's getting a little bit ahead of where we are.
It is. But we cut to Loomis, who is having drinks with a friend. This is Wynn. And Wynn is like, I'd like you to come back to Smith's Grove. Michael Myers is gone. No one's seen him in forever. Come back, do the work you were doing. And he's like, as they're having this conversation, they hear Jamie call into the radio. And he's like, Michael's here. Michael is loose. We got to get to Haddonfield. You know, I got to find where he is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jamie does like a fake out where like, did she leave the baby? Where's the baby? She gets into the truck. Michael Myers is following her in a van. He basically chases her to like a pumpkin patch / barn. It's unclear where the baby is. We'll find out in just a bit. But he chases her into the barn and then impales her on like a kind of saw and then turns it on.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And she's like, you can't have the baby, Michael. Yeah. And then she dies. And we're like, oh, I guess we're not getting any more information out of her.
It's a very painful death for a 15-year-old newly mothered person.
Oof, magoof.
Yeah.
Babies having babies.
But good news, guys. She hid her baby in a bathroom at a bus station. So someone's definitely going to find it in just a few minutes.
Just kidding. It's hours later because...
It's hours later. And he follows the blood trail to it. And the bus station's open. When Paul Rudd gets here in the next scene, Paul Rudd like walks up to the guy and is like, was there a bus from wherever last night? He's like, yeah. And he like looks down from there, sees the blood and follows it to the bathroom where the baby is crying out loud. I was like, damn, how did they accurately call how often my local bus station was going to clean their bathroom? Because like that is accurate to my life.
Not even that, because there's a few things at play. There's a few things at play here because I would assume since the bus depot is open, people are there and going to the bathroom. And also it's the women's room, which means that he went into like the opposite bathroom, which was also empty. But that means God knows how many women came through, heard the crying and were like, not today, Satan. I'm not getting involved with that. And just left.
I 100% thought it was just nobody went in there, not even to clean it. Like, because of course you would. Hey guys, there's a baby crying in here. Did you know? Like, this is a problem. We need to alert somebody.
Well, and a fucking newborn.
Yes.
So like hours later, that baby would probably be dead. I don't know. But like, you're not supposed to leave them alone like that early.
No. That's why Mike Myers is trying his hardest to get it back to the hospital. They're like, what do you want? He's like, yeah, baby, give me the baby. I got to go back to the hospital. Sorry.
Swing.
Wrong Mike Myers, but you see what I'm saying.
Yes. Party on, Mike. Party on, Mike.
Mr. Monopoly here. Monopoly is back at McDonald's. Register in the McDonald's app so you're ready to get your bag. 2 ways to peel for a chance to get your bag. Physical peels with select items and digital peels with others to get your bag. Play Monopoly at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
No purchase necessary. See rules at playatmcd.com for full details and amoe.playatmcd.com to play without purchase. Ends November 23rd, but bonus play ends November 2nd. Monopoly is a registered trademark of Hasbro. Copyright McDonald's.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Anyway, he just takes the baby. No one questions anything. He takes it. Now, he does immediately take it to the hospital.
Yes.
But we cut to the former Myers house, now the Strodes, and it does say Strode Realty, where they like couldn't sell it, or we will find out that his brother tried to sell it and then he bought it. It's confusing and it doesn't matter. But there's a family living there now, and they are related via paperwork to Laurie Strode.
100% that is it, yes.
Now, this is where the dad gets super mad and slaps Kara. And he did say, he was like, who asked you to come back here? You went to study psychology for 5 years and then came back?
That's why I was like, graduated college and is like in masters or like trying to get into a master's program somewhere. But like, yeah, I have no idea. Why would she be going to school with the kids in high school? Unless just to drop them off.
Or community college?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think this script has like an understanding of like any of that.
Time, space, people.
Any of that.
Anyway, she and her dad get into it for no good goddamn reason other than the fact that he's like, your fucking baby is here. Baby is like 6 and he's taking up space in the house or whatever. So he slaps her.
Yeah.
And Danny tries to stab him with a knife. They kind of diffuse the situation.
I loved that Danny brought a knife to an open hand slap fight. I was like, hell yeah, Danny.
That's what's up, Danny.
Push harder next time.
But they then all go outside and pile into the car to go to school, which is wild that Kara's like, I have to take everyone to school. She's not driving. She like perches down by the car and is like, have a good day at school, Danny. But then somehow ends up at school with them later.
I thought she was driving.
She's not.
Did she say have a good day before she drove them to school?
She doesn't get in the car. The girlfriend is in the driver's seat. Her brother is in the passenger seat and Danny's in the back.
Oh, I know how she does it. She Superman runs from here to the school and meets them there.
Right. Well, and this, as the brother and the girlfriend are getting into the car, this is when they're like, we've got to take Halloween back so people can be free of the fear of Michael Myers. And I was like, is this a thing to protest? Like, I don't know what your cause is. Really? Like, what is this? What's happening?
I think they're trying to reclaim the word of Halloween.
Sure.
From Sam Hain.
You mean Samhain?
No, I know, but the way they say it in this movie does sound a lot like Sam Hain.
Sam Hain. And you're like, no, we're not doing that today. But they then take off for school. We cut to Dr. Loomis, who has arrived at Smith's Cove and is like, hey, I need all the files you have on Michael Myers. And they're like, oh yeah, you're probably calling because he's loose and killing people, right? And then he's like, what?
I just looked up into the night sky and realized he was out because of astrology.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I love that Donald Pleasance is in this movie, but he's so old in it. It's like, I felt bad for him too, that he was in this movie.
Yes.
Because he looks and sort of speaks like a Lord of the Rings character, but it doesn't seem like it's by choice. And I feel bad for him. I just like, maybe we should have let him sit this one out.
Yeah. Probably.
But I hope he wanted to be in it and he was like glad to be, because I'm sure he did not live much longer after this. The guy was old in this movie.
Well, I believe he had cancer.
Okay, yeah.
I'll double check it in fun facts. But he was, I believe, very ill when this movie was filmed.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yes.
But I love having him in it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I felt bad for him.
Well, we cut back to the car and now Kara is in the car. And now driving, even though other people were in the driver's seat, it doesn't matter. But they drive past the house where Paul Rudd is watching them. And they're like, yeah, apparently he went through some weird shit as a kid. I was like, you know what he went through. The entire town went through it. It was less than 10 years ago, or almost exactly 10 years ago. So making him like 23. But that also means that like Kara and everyone would have also like known about it.
Well, Kara wouldn't have lived there because she and John, her dad, didn't move into the house until after all the events happened.
Right.
But like you would have heard, it's Haddonfield. Like someone would have told you, hey, that house has some interesting history. Let me tell you, new friend, what's your name? Strode? Oh God, I have a lot to tell you apparently. Like,
hey, one time, one of my uncle's neighbors went crazy and tried to light his Christmas wreath on fire on the door. I know about that because that's my uncle, right? So if your uncle was like, yeah, no, a murderer came and killed through the entire town and tried to attack our daughter Lori, you'd know about that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I had cousins that were at the church, that Mormon church that got shot up a little while ago. I had cousins that were there. All of them were okay. But I heard about that instantly.
Yeah.
I knew it was happening while it was going on.
Yeah.
You'd know.
You'd know. But they all seem to forget. So they go off to school. We then cut to Paul Rudd's house, like his room, where he's replaying the radio broadcast from the night before that he taped it. And he was like, I got to go to the bus depot. And this is where he goes and finds the baby.
Yes.
We kind of got a little ahead of ourselves, but this is when he goes and finds the baby.
We did. We just followed his scene. We followed his story too soon. But I was too excited. So that's my fault. I apologize. But that whole thing is nuts because he breaks it down by listening to the tape reel to reel over and over. And then he goes and finds a baby in a bathroom and steals that child.
Yes. Meanwhile, Dr. Loomis and Wynn go to the barn where they found Jamie's body, and there's like a giant perfectly burned rune in the hay.
It looks like a lowercase angular B because you can't really see the bottom of it, but it's supposed to be the
Thorn.
the rune symbol that for Thorn, yeah. And I did think it was funny in hindsight, Paige, because Wynn knows what that is. He leads the cult that like Mike Myers is working for at this point, but he's like big dicks Loomis in this moment. He's like, hey man, what's that symbol mean? When he knows, Paige. It's crazy.
I know he knows, but do you know what's crazier? Is that Loomis is like, that's his mark. He leaves it everywhere. I was like, no, it's not. This is movie 6. Like, we've never seen this before.
I think I understand why H2O was like, yeah, 6 and a few of the movies didn't happen, guys.
Yeah, it did not happen. Meanwhile, we cut to the hospital where Paul Rudd has taken the baby. And instead of just being like, hey, I found this baby, can you keep it safe in your nursery? Where no one would have tracked that baby down. It would have just gone into the system at that point.
Right.
You know?
It probably would have got adopted by a Strode, thereby completing the cycle, but it would have been like hidden.
But he doesn't tell them that. He just screams at them and then walks back out with the baby. And I was like, do you know how fast security would take that baby from him? Like, they don't just let people walk in and out with babies without explaining.
I guess Tommy Doyle thought he was going to the psych ward when he was bringing that baby to the hospital, Paige. He hit the reverse card on that immediately. That baby was like, I just need some fluids. Please, can you get me to a hospital? And it got him there and then took him right away.
Because he runs into Dr. Loomis, who for some reason is at the hospital. Why?
Who knows, Paige?
Shrug. Who knows?
He's a doctor. I mean,
sure.
Not that kind of doctor, though. That's why it's funny. Like, he's more like a therapy setting doctor, you know?
Correct. And he basically is like, oh my God, Dr. Loomis, just the person I wanted to see. I'm Tommy Doyle. I was the kid Laurie Strode was babysitting. And this is Michael's offspring, basically, is the baby that I have.
You'll need that later for plot reasons, but goodbye.
Right. Now, he takes the baby home and Loomis is just like, good to know. Bye. Like, just gone.
I'm not sure Tommy Doyle actually says that they have the baby yet.
He does. Because he's like, at this point, Loomis is like, Michael's going to kill all of his family members. And, you know, she was the last one.
Yeah.
And he's like,
not anymore.
Not anymore. Because, like, I have this baby. And Loomis is like, weird. All right. Like, bye.
Wasn't Jamie 15? Oh, I'm not going to think too much about it.
We're not going to think too much about it. Anyway, we cut back to what used to be the Myers house. And the mom is home trying to do laundry and accidentally floods the basement.
She floods her basement, Paige.
Happens to the best of us. She carries the laundry upstairs. Now, I do want to note that the actress playing the mom in this movie is the same actress who plays the mom in Better Off Dead. And for me, that is very distracting because I just expect her to be like, there's raisins in it. You like raisins. But no, she carries the laundry upstairs. And as she walks through the house, Dr. Loomis is in her house.
Yeah.
And she's understandably but like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm here to help your family. There's a great evil. This is Michael Myers' house. I don't know why people didn't tell you. You're literally Strode's. Anyway, y'all should probably get out of the house.
And listen, I do get that John is the kind of guy that definitely would have kept this from his wife because he's a terrible person. But it's Halloween. You're a Strode. It's definitely a bad night for you. Like, I know how this works.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we cut to Paul Rudd's house where he's got the baby and he's like, I'm going to name you Steven. And I'm like, newborns need food every 2 hours. Like, what is happening?
You know what they don't need immediately? A name. Like, you can wait on picking a name. Maybe pick a formula brand.
Right.
And like figure out how to feed this child.
This is also a problem in 28 years later. But we'll get to that eventually when we get to it.
In 22 more years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how long we will have been doing the podcast.
So Danny goes to school and we don't really see much of Danny at school other than we overhear the other brother and his girlfriend talking about Barry Sims and what's going to happen. But as Danny goes to leave school, he sees a man in a top hat by a van and drops a pumpkin. That will turn out to be Barry Sims, not Michael, just pulling a black phone.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, kind of.
In that, I mean, he's standing by a van in a top hat, not that he's hot.
Sure, Paige.
Just, you know.
Sure.
Anyway, he runs into Tommy Doyle, who I guess has left the baby alone in his house.
Yeah, I don't know. But we saw Miss Blankenship at some point, like, taking care of it before the turn. So like maybe just there with Miss Blankenship.
Maybe. Who knows?
Nobody knows, truly.
Nobody knows. But back at the Strode/Myers house, Mrs. Strode calls her husband at work and is like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me this is Michael Myers' house? I'm getting the fuck out of here and I'm taking the children. And he's like, whatever, you bitch. And like hangs up on her. Meanwhile, she walks out to go hang the laundry to like pack it and leave. And Michael kills her with an axe that she left on the porch.
Yes.
And at this point, I checked the time and we're about halfway through the movie and it's still set up for like what's going to happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Because like not much has occurred. Meanwhile, Lori comes home. Not Lori. Kara comes home.
We wish, Paige.
We wish. The door is locked and chained. She goes around the back, does not notice her mom's dead body, which is there somewhere.
No, Mike Myers has already taken it. Mike Myers is famous for quickly staging bodies in theatrical ways.
Yes, in impossible speed.
Yes. I mean, because when Kara's mom dies, her blood goes all over the sheet behind her. That sheet's still there, and it's clean. The man works quick. I'm just saying, he's great.
So Kara goes around. She can't find her mom. She walks into the house. Danny's also not there. So it's about afternoon, but she goes upstairs, and Danny and Tommy are upstairs because they met on the sidewalk.
Tommy's just sitting in the room.
Yes, and again, not with the baby. So I guess Mrs. Blankenship has the baby.
No, he's holding the baby.
Oh, no, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got him. It's Stephen Lloyd. It's Stephen Lloyd. He's got the baby, Stephen Lloyd.
Anyway, he's like, hey, I'm from across the street. And Kara is rightfully afraid of him. He's like, no. Like, I promise I'm just trying to keep y'all safe, but y'all got to get out of this house. This is the Michael Myers house. And she was just like, oh, shit.
This is actually like the turn for me and Paul Rudd's character. I was like,
yes.
Oh, he's not crazy. He just knew this was going to happen. And he was just like, watching it in slow motion, dreading it, and now it's time to act.
Right.
So he's like, instead of him being crazy at the beginning of this movie, he was just like the only sane person, really, because he knew what was coming because he had a telescope.
Not only did he have a telescope, they then, because when he found the baby, it had the rune on it still. So they go across to his giant wall of string, and he's like, I looked at this rune. It means this thing. It's a cult. It's an exposition dump that doesn't help us or make any more sense of what's happening.
But it is very Pepe Sylvia, and I liked it.
Yes. So at this point, they're like, okay, he needs to make the final sacrifice. Final for what?
There are no stakes in this movie because we don't have an answer to that question. Like, does Michael get a final form and he becomes Mikey Myers? Like, I don't know, but I wish they had answered that.
Mecha Myers?
Mecha Myers, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I love it.
He has to form all the other Myerses and all the Strodes he's killed into some sort of Zord situation.
Mike Myers! It just sounds like that in my head. It's very anime.
I'm just picturing bloody Strodes just like building a human pyramid. Anyway, so they can't find Danny as they've had this whole conversation. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to go find him, but like stay upstairs, lock the door, don't leave till I get back. Or I guess Danny is with her upstairs because he runs later.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is where Tommy's like, do not go to that house. Don't go to the house.
Right.
It's definitely going to be the epicenter of bad tonight, so do not go.
Right.
And then he leaves.
He leaves to go to the carnival where they're going to have the berry thing with the brother and sister that is also loosely defined. It doesn't have a lot of stakes.
Right.
But also Loomis is doing an autopsy on Jamie and he's like, she had the baby about 24 hours ago. So I know that he wasn't lying about that baby. That's her baby.
Yeah.
So he's going to meet up with Tommy in theory at this carnival. But we get like a brief cut with Mrs. Blankenship talking to Danny about like the true history of Halloween, a la Halloween 3.
Love it. I mean, Halloween 3 is fully my favorite. On a like this is bonkers level. It's not like the best. I still think the first one's the best, but I love Halloween 3. It has a very special place in my heart.
But this is also where we get the story of the boogeyman and that allegedly Michael hears voices and that's why he does what he does because he killed his whole family and, you know.
And that comes from Mrs. Blankenship, which is like, okay, early warning sign that she's in the cult, right?
Right, 100%. But we then cut to the Myers house. Dad comes home drunk. The house is empty. Michael is in the house. He goes to check on the laundry because he can hear the laundry machine and it's just bloody sheets. I fully expected the mom's head to be in there. It wasn't.
Me too.
But this is where Michael stabs him and then puts him up on the fuse box. So he electrocutes.
Yeah, I thought at first he was going to electrocute him because the water's still on the floor because the washing machine like wet the bed or whatever. And so like I honestly was hoping that this was going to be like the first time we saw Mike Myers set a trap.
Right.
But it wasn't.
No.
He just kills him and then sticks him on the electricity, but his feet are out of the water so it doesn't shock Michael. Like that makes sense to me.
Right.
But anyway, I thought it was wild that they set the trap and then didn't use it. They're like, Mike Myers doesn't need traps, Todd, you idiot.
It just made me think of one of my favorite kills of late, which is in The Monkey, where that lady touches like a toe into the pool and explodes and her leg almost hits Theo James in the face.
That was very funny, yeah.
Anyway, so Dad's dead. The house is empty. Michael then, I guess, makes his way to the carnival, where the carnival is where Barry is having his like talk.
It's just like a live remote show. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a live podcast.
It is a live podcast. Yeah. And he's interviewing for no reason Beth and Beth's boyfriend, which is Kara's brother.
Right.
But I don't know why. Do you know why? Like they're not people of note that I know of.
From what I can understand, having now seen the movie twice, did that help? No. But I did do that. And I think what is happening is I think they're trying to reclaim the concept of Halloween as like a fun holiday and not as a source of trauma for the town, which is like, okay.
I kind of buy that though, Paige. Like, okay, if every other town around you was just like walking around having sort of an outdoor party while you're getting candy and stuff, at least that's what's happening in your mind. And then in your town, you can't go out because you think you might get murdered. Like, I get why you hate that.
Sure.
But also, don't go out because you might get murdered.
And so I think I think maybe the town has put some like curfews and stuff in effect, and they're trying to like, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't live in fear. We should just embrace Halloween. And I think they think that Barry will help get their message out, and they like wrote to him to come there for Halloween. But I think he's only there because he's like, it's Haddonfield, it's Halloween. I'm going to actually get some Michael Myers info. And he's really not nice to Beth in that moment, even though she found the perfect red lipstick for her skin tone. But they let it slip in the interview that Kara's brother lives in the Myers house. He's like, I want to go to the house. Fuck this show. I want to go to the house.
Yeah. And that's why Barry is the only radio DJ anyone listens to in town. He has a commitment to making the best shit ever.
100%. And he's on the phone with his, like, I assume agent or producer being like, no, I'm going to the fucking house, man. Like, how can I not go to the house? Like, this is a conversation I have had similarly, like, usually with my parents, where I'm like, no. I heard that there's a fucking haunted jail in town, so I'm definitely going there.
You're like, I have to go. Like, I know, trust me, I have to go. This is not your call. I'm going. And it's like dumb and he shouldn't go. And thank God Mike Myers talks him out of it here before he goes over there. But like, he definitely was gonna go.
He was gonna go, but Michael kills him immediately. Meanwhile, Tim. I think Tim is the brother's name.
It is Tim, 100%. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. Like, he is in one scene, he was in this, and then he dies.
Right, because he and Beth go home to bang it out.
Yes.
And then he goes to take a shower before they go back to the show.
Right, because he just had sex, Pages, a shower immediately. A girl, disgusting.
Oh, God.
You couldn't lay in bed and snuggle for a bit?
You could, or you could put your clothes back on and walk around just knowing what you did and nobody else gets to know. That's kind of fun too. But no, he's going to take a shower. And of course he gets killed by Michael, who somehow is magically also at the house via transport.
Paige, I loved that not only did Michael kill him, but Michael also got him a towel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was like, have a towel, come see me when you're dry, and I'll kill you. But I will not kill you wet.
Yeah, I didn't teleport here to get my clothes wet, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, he kills him and he kills Beth.
Yes.
But while that's happening, from the other house, Kara can see it, and Danny takes off for the house because he can also see the people are dying and he wants to prevent it, but he's a child.
I think he also has some sort of connection, maybe, or is it just
maybe
he saw it? I don't know, but like,
it's unclear.
He couldn't have seen through the like scope of the camera that Tommy Doyle was using to, I'm gonna say, monitor the house,
right? Because
anything else would be too nefarious,
right?
And he seems like a good guy. Like, I do think it was just for that purpose,
right? But who knows? But Danny goes over there. Kara follows. She finds that her siblings are, and boyfriend, girlfriend are dead, and then is trying to find Danny. Meanwhile, Tommy Doyle is still at the carnival and finds this girl where it's like, Mommy, it's raining red. And it is unfortunately Barry's body raining down on that girl. Everyone runs, but Dr. Loomis finally fucking shows up and is like, it's happening. Where's the baby? And so now they're headed back to the house.
Yeah. Dude, the it's raining red thing I thought was a pretty cool reveal. I was like, damn, Mike, you did it again, bro.
But now they all kind of converge on the house. And what happens next is somewhat unclear because Michael is also there. Mrs. Blankenship is also there. And then Wynn shows up there and they drug everyone. Do we see them do it? No.
This is the cult reveal, though, Paige.
Yeah. And we see Kara jump out a window.
Kara does Superman out the window onto the ground, and they collect her, but we don't know that yet because it fades to black.
Right.
And then that's when we get Loomis outside, like, they drugged us, and we did not see that.
We did not see that. No idea how that came to be. But at this point, they're like, well, I think they took the baby and they took care. We've got to go find them. And they just seem to automatically know where they are.
You can't explain it, Paige, but yeah, they do know exactly where to go. And I guess, yeah, if my local hospital had a satanic wing, I'd probably guess this was going down there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Smiths Grove Sanitarium, so it's their basement satanic birth wing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's because Wynn was there, so they assume that that's what it is. So they like...
Well, and Sam knows him. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they find Kara. They break her out of her cell. There's another woman there yelling at them. We don't know who she is. It doesn't ever...
She's a cult member, Paige. She is just a member of this, like, sometimes 3, sometimes 6, sometimes 60-person cult that Michael Myers is a middle manager of.
Right. But they then peek through into the surgical room where it's almost like they're going to do surgery on the baby, but also Danny is there. But Michael's just like walking around helping them prep for surgery.
Until he's like, wait, I'm fucking Michael Myers.
Right.
F this. I'm going to kill all of them.
Yeah.
But like, there's no change. Like, it's just he's doing their bidding. And then the next minute he's like, nah, I'm just going to kill them all. Psych, I guess.
Yeah, who knows? And so he then just starts going on a killing spree, them included. So now they're like running. They've got the baby. They've got Danny. He pushes they're shutting doors behind them to try and kind of keep Michael like slow behind them. And he like pushes a door open with a guy's skull. And they end up in a room with a bunch of fetuses and green goo.
Paige, when he pushes the it's not a door. It's like a barred
like jail.
Yeah. I wanted so badly for him to like cheese grate his head through that as he was opening it.
Like push it and get slices.
Yes.
That would have been great.
Yes. I wanted him to slice it like it was a bread slicer.
Yeah.
And he does get like into the face some. They do show that, but I wanted it to go all the way.
I would have loved that.
Just because it's so campy. Like it was so funny to me. Anyway.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
But instead they run into a room that is clear evidence of cloning because the goo in it is green. So that's how you know it's the green glue.
It's either that or reanimating something.
Ooh, yes. But so they grab a bunch of syringes and they try to do a fake out where Paul Rudd pretends he has the baby, but he doesn't. He stabs Michael.
With like what has to be described as a bushel of syringes with this liquid like duct taped together, and he pushes all of them in, which I think is a great idea because you clearly can't shoot him to death. You can't like stab him to death.
Right.
So like maybe you can get him on a like cellular level.
Right. My favorite though is Dr. Loomis shows up here after being absent from the movie for 20 minutes. Just shows up. Here he is.
Yeah.
Eventually they leave Tommy to try and bludgeon Michael to death with a pipe. Foolishly, even though they know that they've tried to kill him a bunch of times and it hasn't taken. But
this would have killed a normal person, but guys, it's Mike Myers. Like this is not going to be enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so they go off with the baby where they're in theory going to raise the baby safely as I'm guessing a group. But then Dr. Loomis is like, I've got unfinished business, and goes back to where the body was. And there's just a mask and a syringe.
Of course. And that's the movie.
The movie.
Paige, I think what I really needed from this movie, for me to like understand why Mike Myers betrayed the doctors and the cult he was working with the whole movie, like I needed him to have a moment where like either through dialogue or through what the action on the screen was, where he was like, man, I got into the killing game for the love of it.
Right.
And I feel like I lost myself somewhere along the way as I was trying to build this small cult business. And like, I just really want to get back to my roots of murdering. And then I'm just going to kill everybody I see from here on out. And then he just killed him. Like, it was just such a weird thing that he was following their like manipulation the whole movie and then was like, nah, I'm good. I'm over this. But anyway, Paige, having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, what did you think about Halloween: The Curse of Mike Myers?
This might be the worst one. I don't know.
I think quality-wise, you're probably right.
Right.
But because of it, it's one of my favorites. I probably wouldn't watch it again, though.
I would say it's more fun to watch than some of the ones that are made better, but not quite as good. Like 4 and 5 are not great, but they are movies that have like a story that makes sense. This doesn't even have that, which makes this a little bit more fun to watch, but it is by no means good at all.
We've talked about this on the show before because like great movies are on one side of the spectrum,
right?
And bad movies are on the other side of the spectrum. And I like watching them about as much as I like watching the other.
Right.
It's the ones that fall more towards the middle that aren't the best.
Right.
Like they're like decent movies, but they're not awesome movies. So they kind of feel like slogs. But this one definitely is on the bad side of the scale that made it fun to watch.
Absolutely.
But Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
Well, it is with your fun facts.
Mike
OBGYN
Myers, fun facts. Most of the cast and the crew have disowned this movie. They have said that the studio producers and director interfered and argued to the point of ridiculousness, which resulted in a very poorly directed and edited film.
I've heard Paul Rudd say that this is his favorite Halloween movie that he was in.
Yes, of course.
I thought that was hilarious when he said it.
So this is his film debut because he actually filmed this prior to Clueless.
Wow.
So this is his first big screen experience. Now, producers of the movie wanted the original Tommy Doyle from the original Halloween to be in this movie. However, he didn't have an agent at the time. His name is Brian Andrews, and they couldn't get a hold of him. So they went with Paul Rudd instead. Yes. And then Andrews found out about it and was kind of bummed that he missed out.
I would be too.
But then in 2021, when they did Halloween Kills and they brought that character back, by then he had retired from acting and Paul Rudd had a scheduling conflict. So the role was recast again.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Now, as a result of Donald Pleasance's death, which happened while this was still in production and post.
He didn't make it to the movie premiered. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he does, and I don't mean this badly. I felt bad for him, but he does look pretty bad in the movie. I felt bad the whole time watching him on screen, even though I loved that he was there.
Yeah. So Joe Chappelle, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, the director and the producer had a bad test screening of the original, basically the producer's cut. So they had to do reshoots with a lot of editing to the anger of a lot of the cast and crew. And most of them vowed to never make another Halloween movie again after all the changes, but they couldn't make complete changes because, again, they didn't have Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
So it was Daniel Farrands. He is one of the producers and writers of the film. But he suggested that the film be called The Curse of Michael Myers due to the troubled production and how hard it is to basically complete the film. As I mentioned, Donald Pleasance died as the film was going into reshoots. And so they had a body double on set, but it didn't really work out, and so they didn't end up using a lot of that footage.
That sucks.
So Danielle Harris, who played Jamie in the previous movie, was willing to play Jamie again because there's 3 years between the two movies, but they refused to pay her $5,000. That's the salary she wanted.
What?
Yes. That's not even scale today.
Wow.
Anyway, she and her agent tried to get more money, and they found out that they were trying to cast someone 18 or older, and she was only 17, which also was probably why her fee was a little bit different.
Yeah.
She tried to go to court to get herself legally emancipated so that she could work longer hours to get the role. But by the time the legal battle was over, the movie was already in production. So
Oh, man.
she did not get to be in the movie.
That sucks. Yeah.
It was brutal. So in early 1995, they did a test screening that Marianne Hagen, one of the actresses in the movie, described as, quote, primarily 14-year-old boys, because they believed that was their target audience. And during the Q&A afterward, one of them expressed great displeasure at the ending of the film, which entailed at that point a giant Celtic ritual in the passing on of the Curse of Thorn from Dr. Wynn to Dr. Loomis. That was the original ending.
Okay.
Which actually is pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
But that led to reshoots, but then they couldn't do them because Donald Pleasance had died. He was already in ill health during the shooting of the film. He had a heart valve replacement, and that's what ultimately led to him passing away. And so they had to create a whole new ending with reshoots using stand-ins, but over 20 minutes of other footage had to be changed and cut as well, leaving gaping plot holes that renders the film nearly incomprehensible, as we have talked about throughout.
Yeah.
The original title of the movie was supposed to be Halloween 666, which is actually kind of badass. The origin of Michael Myers, and there are even existing ad prints and early trailers with that title.
Oh, man.
So
that'd have been cool.
yeah.
It's a shame that this production had so much, had so many issues, honestly.
Yeah. Daniel Ferrens, who produced the movie, thinks both versions of the film are bad, but considers the producer's cut to be the superior version.
Probably because that's his cut of it.
Probably. But I really kind of would like to see that original ending. That sounds more interesting.
Yeah.
He wrote some of the drafts. So his original script was more moody and psychological than the final draft. And after reading the scripts, one of the execs at Dimension said that he couldn't sleep and therefore called him immediately and told them they wanted to go forward with it because it scared him. And Donald Pleasance supported the original script and original ending, and that's part of why he signed on. But ultimately, that ending would never see the big screen. And those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a little bit about box office. So what do you think the production budget was for Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers in 1995?
I would bet that the reshoots cost them a lot of money. So this is probably about $18 million.
A little bit less. It was $5 million.
Oh no, why did they only give them $5 million?
I don't know. But if you adjust for inflation, that makes it roughly $10.6 million today. Now, the movie did premiere the weekend of September 29th, 1995, and it was number 2 the week it came out. It was beat by the number 1 movie, a little-known movie named Seven by David Fincher. Number 2 was Halloween, again, The Curse of Michael Myers. Number 3 was Devil in a Blue Dress. Number 4 was The Big Green. And number 5, Paige, an RTP episode, Showgirls.
Classic.
But again, our movie today, Halloween 6, was second in the theaters. What do you think it made in its opening weekend, Paige?
I would say opening weekend, this probably makes $9 million.
Close. It was $7.3 million, which is above the budget, although it was only in theaters for 7 weeks, which is a pretty short run in 95, and it was never again in the top 5. It fell from 2nd in its first week to 8th in its second week, and then it went to 11th, and then it was never again in the top 15. So it fell pretty rapidly once it came out. So Paige had 7.3 in its opening weekend. What do you think it made total at the box office?
19.4.
Yeah, I understand why you went that high, but it was 15.1.
Yikes.
Yeah, it fell really hard. This is at a time it's kind of pre-internet even.
Right.
So the word about a movie not being amazing wouldn't go around super fast, like it does today. So it did make money, but it didn't make a lot of money because it did get around eventually. If you adjust that 15.1 to today's dollars, that's $32.1 million today. But again, it made money. It was a $5 million movie at the time, and it made 15, which we usually say budget times 2 is usually what it costs to make it because you spend about that much marketing the movie. So it beat that threshold. So it definitely made money, but I'm sure they were hoping for more. but that's your box office. So, Paige, do you want to hit us with that scary scale?
Sure. Our scary scale is a scale of how scary we found the movie today when we watched it, with 1 being Ghostbusters and 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd.
It's a 1. For sure, it's a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Yeah.
It's a 1 for me too. And that's your scary scale.
Well, Paige, this week, because it's the week of Halloween and we wanted to drop a new Halloween episode, that's what we did this week, which is tradition. But Paige, it's also our 400th episode.
No shit, is it really?
Yeah, it is our 400th episode. And normally, this is when we would ask what we're doing next week. And of course, we'll get to that. But I wanted to step in here and say that because I want to read this comment from one of our most recent episodes on Spotify. And that was from Chloe. And they say, anything big planned for episode 400? And yes,
Oops.
This episode.
There you go.
Which, Paige, I think it's very fitting. It is our tradition to do a Halloween movie the week of Halloween, and here we go.
There it is.
We're nothing if not consistent.
Happy 400.
I know, crazy, right? Anyway, Paige, what are we going to do for our 401st episode? I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. When we continue next week.
So the fans have been requesting it for a long time, and it is available streaming literally everywhere. It's almost like they're going to pay you to watch it. And that is 2008's ThanksKilling.
I know a lot of people who have been DMing me will be very thrilled because every year I get like 30. Hey, when are you guys going to do ThanksKilling? And it's now. Now is your time.
Now.
Well, not next week. Next week is your time. So report back for 2008's ThanksKilling next week. So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast. Some might call it a sister podcast called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back. And I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
That's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror virgin, Todd.
Keep it ooky spooky.
Yeah, have an amazing week, guys. Thank you for 400 episodes, you beautiful nerds.